Alright, that's all for the Golden Saucer. Let's head on over to Old Sharlyan. Go ahead and just go to Limsa first, and we'll get started with the Pandæmonium raid series. Wait, hold on. The quest that we need is... where is it? The Crystal from Beyond. Okay, it's the one outside the Pandæmonium Annex. Let's go ahead and head on over there. Let's go ahead and get started with Pandæmonium Asphodelos by talking to Nemgigi in front of the Pandæmonium Annex. The Crystal from Beyond. Nemgigi nods at you as if she was expecting your arrival. Hee, it appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than Brillian, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for... well, let's not concern ourselves over that. I am Nemgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the telescope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in the crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye to Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Alright, sounds good to me. Let's head into Labyrinthos, then I'll teleport over to Aporia. Okay, let's head inside. As I live and breathe, it really is you. I assume Nemgigi was simply attempting to pull one over on me, as it were. Perhaps I should pay more heed to her wild claims. Welcome, welcome. We appreciate any insight you can provide on the matter of this crystal. Professor Claudian will share the particulars with you. Greetings, Brillian, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I'm sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there's no greater an honor than to meet the first woman in history to travel the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at lengths of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Sharlyan, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single woman, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from her, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. Then there we spoke with Heidelin and learned of the fate that would befall this star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the telescope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. That's interesting. Wonder if it's someone sending a message. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude. And its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets, and now we would have you see for yourself. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Oh, wait, what? Do we still have the Stone of Azim? Memory abides within the crystal, this crystal. I know of someone who bears a similar crystal. That would happen to be me. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't matter. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please, tell me everything. I see. The Ascians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifest as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. Yes, I have plenty of those in my backpack. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Ascian memories, windows through which we gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Beryllian's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Professor Claudian! Huh? Yes. I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Yes, of course, our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. If anyone message come, Pandæmonium, please. Faces, grave threat, star, in danger. Again? Must we do this every time? That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Pandæmonium? 'Tis not a word I've heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons, not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that yet another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memories to hand. Nemgigi, Ruisad, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Brillian, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. Well, I just happen to have a portal right through there. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. Why would you ever doubt me? So I must ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. Sounds good to me. For Professor Claudian, I would burn the candle on both ends, or rather, I will. First, I must find the historical documents he requested, and then, what was I meant to do again? From this moment on, our objective shall be to fill every cranny of this place with crystals. Surely the gleaners won't mind braving a few haunted battlefields for the right price. Pray journey to the past and ascertain the severity of the threat. Keep the crystal for now. Until we can find a way to listen to its messages, it will do more good in your hands than ours. Okay. Well, let's head on over back to the past. Let's see, the quickest way to get there, we need to go to... Obviously, we're going to Novront. To... Why is it giving me here? Anyway, let's just go to the Crystarium. Thought we would need to go directly to Elpis. But apparently the quest is actually in Crystarium. This way. Yep, let's go into the ocular. Oh, okay, you gotta go to the destination here, instead of actually going through the entrance. Yeah, it's just a blank stone. Or crystal. If receives this message. Come, Pandemonium, quickly. That sounded like it hurt. Oh, I'm back in Elpis. Still a really pretty zone. Ugh. You know, so I said I thought this was Elidibus because of white robes. But could it be? I'm pretty sure it's not. No, of course not. Apologies for the briefest moment. I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. She told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Well, now we get to figure out who this kid is. Themis. Yeah, it's not Elidibus unless this is his name before becoming Elidibus. Ah, apologies for not introducing myself. My name is Thermus. As you can see from my bare face, I'm not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I come here on an assignment, which has been more or less a routine up until this very moment. You certainly did know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know, for that matter. I'm Azim's familiar. Yeah, that's what that's what we said. I'm here on an assignment. Yeah. That's what we were going with. It appears my initial impression was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at her disposal. Oh, okay, this is the current Azim's friend. If you are here at Azim's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You're here to investigate Pandæmonium, yes? If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that these are memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandæmonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Habrea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding aether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandæmonium ceased. Well, that's ominous. I am here as a representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? Let's break on in. I'm sure nothing will go wrong if we break in. Alright, let's just grab like crit materia. Yeah, let's grab the crit materia. Can always use that. During the course of your investigations, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Mylene in Aporia or Dijole in Radsid Han. Okay. Yeah, okay, those are the vendors. That's how they always do this.